This is Straight Talk with Enlivening Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
All right, here we are, right here on Srraight Talk. Ain't nothing but Srraight Talk. How you doing, lady?
Why are you talking like that, man?
You know I'm talking like that because you were late. Man, you started New York being late. What's wrong with that? Don't talk about you were doing no weather report. Don't talk about there was no accident. Don't talk about any of those things. Don't talk about the flight delays and all of that because I know you will come up with some excuse for being late.
3 or 4 people thought I was on time today.
God is an on-time God, but
3 or 4 people said you on time, and they had me late to you.
Oh, they had you late. Okay. But anyway, how you doing today?
I'm good, Bishop. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. You know, we got Eddie Brewster coming up.
Oh,
man. Councilman Eddie Brewster. You know, Eddie Brewster was city council with, we served in East Point at the same time. Together.
Y'all were there together?
Yeah, we were there together. We were there at the same time.
How did that work out?
That worked out really well. Yeah. Eddie was Eddie, Greg was Greg.
Yeah.
And Eddie voted the way Eddie voted, and Greg voted the way Greg voted.
I got you. I got you.
So, you know. And,
y'all got any videotape of that? With that, you got all that tape.
I'm sure.
Do you have any tape of those meetings? That's what I was not. I mean, I'd seen all the Ernestine Pittman being arrested and hollering and screaming and all that. But y'all got any of the two of you all maybe in a debate or something?
No.
You ought to really debate that much.
Let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you how I operated. I would talk to my colleague would talk to me. My colleague decided how he was going to vote. I decided how I was going to vote. So there was no need to debate because we already knew how each other was going to vote. So why have a show before the citizens on arguing on the point? Don't need to do all that because we already decided how we were going to do.
Meet with Ernestine Pittman though.
Well,
let's move on.
Yeah, well you couldn't meet with her no way. That was no meeting.
She was going to bring the show for show. For show.
But listen, we're going to have him coming up in a little bit, and we'll be talking to him about FACA. And, of course, we're going to get ready now to hear from Mrs. C.
Hey, Miss C.
Hope y'all are doing well. Hope everyone else out there is also doing well. Hadn't seen y'all since last year. I know that's old, right? Okay. Anyway, come celebrate MLK Day at New Grant Chapel ME Church. They're located at 1319 Holcomb Avenue in East Point. The guest speaker will be East Point Mayor Dina Holiday Ingram. You can worship in person or on Facebook Live or on YouTube. The pastor is C.J. Holloman. Flipper Temple AME Church at 580 Atlanta Student Movement Boulevard in Southwest Atlanta welcomes you each Sunday at 10:45 a.m. You can worship with them in the sanctuary, or you can go to Facebook Live or YouTube or the church's website. Flipper Temple AME Church. No, it's flippertempleame.com. Reverend Gregory Von Eason is pastor. If you need more details, call the church at 404-522-5020. The Gathering Church, where our own Reverend Shanan Jones is pastor, located at 3707 Main Street in College Park, welcomes you to worship with them each Sunday at 11 a.m. And if you go to their website, you can also view their live stream, and that's thegatheringatl.org. That's thegatheringatl.org. The Gathering, real people, real talk, real church. And as I stated before, the pastor is our own Reverend Shanan Jones. Okay, now listen. I would like for you to do 4 things. That's to share us, comment on us, I'm sorry, y'all. For some reason, I can't remember what I was supposed to say. My mind just went like this. You know, it didn't go together. It went, I'd like for you to subscribe to us. I'd like for you to like us. I'd like for you to comment on us and then share us and let everybody know about Straight Talk News because we're here. And we would love for everyone else to know that we're here along with uh, Bishop Greg Fann and Pastor Shanan Jones. And I'm Miss C. And until next time and in between time, may the Lord God bless you real good.
And may the Lord God bless you real good.
Subscribe
Cynthia.
and like us, share, comment. All right.
All right. Please
you
do
know,
that.
Miss C is like the queen. You know, the queen
She
can't
is.
mess up. When the queen does something, it's all right. Everybody got to get in line with it.
Well, you know, let me just say this.
Queen don't mess up.
Cynthia has been messing up for years.
No, but that's Cynthia. That ain't Miss C. She's been elevated.
Yeah, well, Miss C,
been elevated.
Cynthia, whatever you say, she's been
C.
messing up for years, years and
Miss
years and
C.
years. But you know, I just really appreciate her, and she has that beautiful voice, and it just come across real good. So send your church news and information in to Miss C through Straight Talk News, 1362 at gmail.com. You got any news or information that you want us to share on the program? We'd love to do that for you in this year. It's a new year.
So you got to explain what news is.
2020. No, there you go.
Folk don't know what news.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Go ahead and tell
We
them.
need to tell folk what
Go
news
on, tell
is.
them. Go on, tell them.
Deacon so and so
Go on, tell them.
is turning 83 years old. Last year he was 82, and this year he gonna be 83. And so we want to let you know that Deacon so and so, who was 82, is 83 this year. Ain't news. That's called a birthday. Okay, so we don't need to hear all that. We want to know some news. Y'all got speakers coming on. You got programs happening, things that folk is concerned about. All right, that's what we want to know about. Some
All
news.
right. Thank you so very much.
All right.
Well, we're gonna be back again in just a few minutes after this interview with former Councilman Eddie Lee Brewster, who is going to be talking about FACA, the organization that he has been working with and helping the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. Well, thank you, my faithful watchers and viewers of Straight Talk today. I tell you the truth, I have the dynamic, unique person that I met and hearing about for so many years. This gentleman that's sitting beside me, some of y'all gonna look at him and say, I know that guy. That's Eddie Lee Brewster. So Eddie, thank you for joining us today. How you doing, man?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Tell you about yours.
Good to be here, Reverend Fann.
Thank you so much.
Preacher man.
That's it. But listen, you're here today to talk about the organization that you have been working with, and want to talk about that organization called FACA. What's that FACA stand for, the acronym?
Our FACA is the Fulton Atlanta Community Action Authority. And it was created from the old EOA by Maynard Jackson and Michael Lomax.
And what's your purpose? What do you guys do?
FACA's purpose really is to help families to maintain and sustain themselves. And we do that through various ways, but recently we've been basically helping people just to make ends meet by paying qualified people rent and their utilities. It's been a lot of house out here now since the pandemic started. A lot of people are suffering, so we try to fill that void based on funding.
Well, FACA has been that group that has been looking out for the least, the lost, the left out for a long time. And Joyce Dorsey, who I have known for a while, didn't know her living in the neighborhood. We lived similar in the neighborhood. Our brother and I went to school together, elementary school together, and her dad, the late Reverend Dorsey, they live right around the corner from where I live. And I'm just proud of what she has been able to accomplish with FACA through all these years, and making sure that the least, the less, the lost was taken care of. Now tell me a little bit about the funding mechanism for FACA. How do you get your money to be able to help the least, the lost, the left out?
Well, basically our funding right now is coming basically from the federal government via the state of Georgia. We do get, sometimes we get funding from Fulton County Commission and the City of Atlanta. But we have new leadership at FACA now. Dr. Howard Grant will be coming on as our new, well, he is on as our new CEO, and he has a grand plan to really make FACA bigger and better to serve the people. So he will be rolling his plan out in February. Dr. Dorsey still advises us. She did a tremendous job for over 30 years as the president and CEO of FACA.
He has, and I know that Dr. Grant is going to do a great job too.
Oh, absolutely.
I know he's going to do a great job, because one of the things that we have to understand is organizations like FACA, even though they get money from the federal government, and even though they may get money from the City of Atlanta, but there are some other people that can help and give monies to help in the cause and the work that they've been doing for 30 years, because they've been paying light bill, they've been paying gas bill, they've been paying, helping people with rental assistance. I mean, they've just been helping people for years and years and years and years. I remember when I first found out about FACA, Ms. Pearsall, and I don't know if she's still with you guys.
Yes, Ms. Teresa, she absolutely still with us.
That she had a passion and a love for what she was doing, and helping the people out there in the Red Oak community in South Fulton. That's how I first met her out there. And Mr. Arthur Topkin, we call him Mr. T, he was one of her board members working with them out there. And I mean, it was just amazing the things that they were able to do to help so many people with. You know, it's like the story of Jesus Christ when he talks about, you know, go out there and find something to feed this humongous crowd of people. I can't send them away hungry. And they went out there and found the 2 fish and the 5 barley loaves of bread. He was able to feed everybody, and then there was stuff left over. So, you know, I mean, that's what FACA has been able to do.
Absolutely. You know, and another thing of what we do, Bishop Fann, is that we are advocates. We advocate on behalf of senior citizens, especially. And
thank you so much, which I won.
We both of us. So we definitely do that, and we try to be a resource for people. And speaking of board member, you know, our former colleague,
Reverend Love.
He was our board member.
Yeah, he was, and he definitely was one that cared about people.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll go to continue to do this, and just be waiting and see for our new rollout.
All right. I just want to say that since you brought that up about Reverend Love and Reverend Love's compassion, and his last name was Love, but he truly knew about love and how to love.
Absolutely.
He really looking out for the least, the lost, and the left out. And we're going to be going to Selma on March the 5th. And there'll be more information that'll be put out, and I'll put up a flyer in a little bit, and you'll see how you can get on the bus going to FACA. You guys have helped us in the past to support young people so they can go and see their history.
And we plan on doing that this time also. That's a very important thing to letting our youth know, and a lot of our old folks know where we came from.
Right.
So had it been for Selma, we wouldn't be here, even as a FACA.
Well, thank God.
We understand that. We understand that very well. So we need to keep that going. And it's really in the spirit and the memory of Reverend Albert Love.
Reverend Albert E. Love. Well, I thank you, Eddie, for being on today. Is there anything else you want to say about FACA?
Well, I just want people to know that if you call us, and our number is 404-320-0166. Don't be discouraged if the phone rings. A lot of people are calling us, and we will respond to you at the time. And you can also reach us through www.facaa.org. But we are here to help the community, and we would appreciate it if you just bear with us when you can't get us on the phone.
All right. And listen, I want to say this. They have really helped many. And, you know, this whole adage, you can't help everybody, especially when you have limited fund resources.
Absolutely.
So people have to understand that. So if you need help, they're in the helping business, get in touch with them. He gave you the number once more, and again, the call, and we'll have it on the screen. Give the number out one more time.
The number is 404-320-0166. And keep in mind, FACA, it is a income-based. That's how we can help you based on certain quarter income. And once you call us, we would determine if you qualify.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Eddie. It's always a pleasure.
All right, good to
see
see
you
you.
when you're coming. And I'll see you at CBC.
Yeah,
I'll see you at Concerned Black Clergy.
But I wanted people to know that this is my former colleague on the East Point City Council.
Yeah, we were colleagues.
We used to have to really check each other, but
Well,
that's
you know,
let
me just tell you, we're gonna end that conversation because I don't want to check you now.
All right.
Thank you so much for being a part.
Thank you for letting us be here.
All right, now listen, that's Eddie Lee. Eddie Lee Brewster. Now Eddie gave you the number, he gave you the information. Now if you don't use it, it's because of you. They're there to help, they want to help, and they will help. They have helped. And they have a new executive director who is going to be doing some more great things to help the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. And don't forget the trip going to Selma on March the 5th. And get that information. Get on the bus. Get on board. Let's go back to Selma. Let's deal with voters' rights. Let's deal with women's rights. Let's deal with workers' rights. Let's continue to stand for justice. Okay? Well, Shanan, you know, a couple of things I want to talk about first.
I do too. I got to talk about some stuff too.
Let me just tell you this. I want to talk about Mattel today.
No, I ain't talking about Mattel.
Okay.
I've been watching Fox News.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you too? Well, let me just talk about, let me go to Fulton County first, and then we'll go to Fox, okay? Let me go to Fulton County.
Then we're going
Now,
because what's right is right.
okay, what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. What's right is that finally, the special impaneled jury, grand jury, by the DA, Fanny Willis, has concluded its findings. And that now she can move forward to empower a grand jury to look into what those individuals, Mr. Trump, Mr. Giuliani, Mr. Graham, Mr. Flynn, all of those people who tried to influence the elections here in Georgia. So but you know what I found out is that in Georgia, she had to do it that way because a grand jury doesn't have subpoena power, so they couldn't subpoena anybody. But they had to have a special grand jury, so the special grand jury could have subpoena powers to subpoena them to come before the grand jury to testify. So that's why it went that way. But I'm glad that we're moving forward and that something is moving forward and that she will have an opportunity to take the case before a grand jury that can do it a true bill or not a true bill.
So what happens from here?
What happens is once she empowered the grand jury, then she will present her case from each individual to the grand jury. Then the grand jury can make a true bill or not a true bill. If it's a true bill, then they're going to be indicted. They're indicted, then then the case goes on before a judge and a jury. All right.
And then the former president may have to come here.
Oh, he will be if he is.
They're gonna put him in Fulton County.
If he is indicted by a grand jury on the charges, he will have to come and stand trial in a Fulton County court. Yes, he will. He, Flynn, Graham, or Giuliani.
How much is gonna cost us?
Well, I don't know how much it's gonna cost us, but justice is what we're seeking. We're seeking justice. All right. No man is above the law.
No man is above the law.
Because when we start looking at
that's true.
These things, and we say these things, but we have to really practice what we preach. No man is against the law, above the law.
But I don't think that a former president is. I don't think it's going. I just don't. Historically, I haven't. And I know a thing or two about white privilege and white male privilege.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you say what you say. I'm just stating the facts.
I don't see it.
I'm stating the facts of what's going on.
But no man, you're absolutely right.
Right.
No man is above the law.
Right.
And he did call looking for 11,780 votes, and someone has to answer for that. But I'm just kind of watching all this thing. I don't know. All right.
Your segment on Fox News.
Well, man, I was mad about them files. With Trump. I raised all kind of heck about that. You caught that? Heck. I raised heck about it. What's he doing with all these files down here? I said they need to bust down the door, go get the files, what's going on, Russian collusion, all that. I'm just wondering, are we looking at the same thing on the other side of the table? So I looked at Fox today. So I might have been indoctrinated. Got to pray for me.
You're looking at Fox, you will be.
might have been-
You look at Fox.
Might have been that.
Look at that Fox.
But files keep popping up in Biden. These files keep. Now we talking straight talk.
We're talking straight talk.
So
We have to
now,
talk
you
straight
know,
talk.
you know.
We are impartial here. We
So
just
what's
this
good
facts
for
are
the
facts.
goose
It's good for the gander.
It's good for the gander.
That's what you say.
All right. So what's going on with all these files popping up?
Well, let me just say this.
What are these files?
Let me just say this. I don't know. You don't know. But we'll all know as the evidence continues.
But we got to be equally
right.
as concerned
I am equally as concerned
about these files as
I
we
am.
were concerned about the other files.
Absolutely.
Now, I've left a couple of jobs before. Have you?
No, I never left a job. Jobs have left me, but I never left a job.
Well, I mean, in other words, there's been some paperwork that might have been in a file somewhere that dumped into a box and, you know, it ends up coming with you. So I'm just trying to see, but I'm listening to kind of the spin. I don't like to get spin. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I just give it to me straight. I don't need you to withhold information from me. I don't need, just give me the facts and let me make a decision. Give the public the facts and let us make the decision. Mr. Biden was upset about Mr. Trump, but now one file, two files, box of files popping up. And so what are these files? That's all I'm asking. And, you know, write me, email me, please, because you don't know no way. So you can get angry, but we need to really look into this because, you know, we're not going to be able to move forward if we're suppressing information on one side, attacking on this side, and allowing certain things to go free over here and targeting other things over there. So, you know, we got to make sure that we're balancing the scales.
Let me just say this, and then.
And I'm watching the spin of how this is kind of being covered, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it.
You better watch the spin, because it's going to be some more spinning.
I don't like getting played.
Wait a minute, it's going to be some more spinning.
Don't play me
and
now.
I'm not just talking about the files. It's going to be some more spinning about a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just be clear.
The Hunter Biden
all that stuff. Let's
Yeah,
stay.
they were talking about that on Fox today.
Listen, and I just want to just say this as we moving forward. I know the Southwest is saying now, you know, everybody else been shut down with the planes now. So, were you jumping on us? You know, when we talk about double jeopardy.
The planes yesterday.
Yeah. We talking about
American
double.
having to be-
We talking about double jeopardy here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not double jeopardy, but you know, in the spirit of fairness. In the spirit of fairness. I mean,
good for the goose,
good for the goose, is good for the guy. So we live in a world, and I know that people who are viewing can say this: if life was really fair and things were really fair, we would be in utopia. But we know that things are not fair, and we know that things are going to be dealt with on the side of benefiting one side over the other. It has been that way ever since history, ever since we came over here on those ships. One side favored over the other. White superiority, black inferiority. I mean, one side over the other. But that's truth. But a lot of that truth has been hidden too in classified information. So let us just be real as we're going to talk and go down this road. Let's be real about hiding information, because information is powerful. The most information you have, the more better decision you can make for yourself. See, we listen to the media, and the media spin it the way they want to spin it to influence us to think a certain kind of way.
Right.
So we have to dig ourselves and dig to get the information that we need. Now, I'm not upholding Mr. Biden. If Mr. Biden did it, then he did it, you know.
Well, he did it. They
But
got the
I'm
files.
just saying,
Yeah.
if he did it, then he did it.
Got the files.
I'm just saying, I'm not upholding. If he did it, then he did it.
Right.
Mr. Trump did it, then he did it.
Right.
And the others, if they did it, then they did it. I mean, so.
But let's get it out.
But the reality of it is, if you do the time, I was told, then you do the crime. So why punish one person and not punish another person for the same thing? But we know that our criminal justice system is not fair, because we know that a young black boy will probably get more time than a affluent white boy, white kid.
Yeah.
Because his parents had the money. Now we go and we look at what happened to the gentleman who helped these kids to get in college, these active kids to get in college. How much time did he get? You know, I'm saying, let's just be clear. Let's look. So when we start talking, going down this road, let's go down this road. But we gonna go down this road.
We better go down this road.
No, we gonna go down this road.
Yeah.
But we gonna finish this conversation on
But you
another
said
day.
fair.
Yeah.
Two things. I loved everything you said.
Okay.
Two things I had a problem.
Okay.
You said when we came over here.
Right.
We didn't come over here.
Well, when they brought us
You
over
act
here.
like we signed
No,
up.
no, we brought when
Like
they brought us
the
over here.
Independence
Okay, I agree
Day.
with you on that. They did bring us.
You
They
know,
did
we
bring us. I agree.
give you a
Move
little
on.
pina
Move
colada,
on.
put
Move
a-
on. Move on.
you
We,
know,
I
little
agree with you.
band
Move
playing
on.
and-
Move on. Move on.
know,
Move
we
on.
can
I
do that.
agree. I agree. I agree.
They put
Move
us
on.
in the hole
Move
of the
on.
ship.
I agree.
I
Move
didn't
on.
come
Say,
over
make
here.
your next statement.
That's the second thing.
Yeah, all right.
And then you said fair.
All right. Yeah.
I told you the story about my dad with fair.
Oh man.
My dad was working as a concert promoter, and some of the money for James Brown didn't come in right. And so he was the one that the older promoter sent in there to tell Mr. Brown that they didn't have all Mr. Brown's money. And my father was brash and perhaps intellectually unintellectual enough. Because you don't call your daddy dumb, you know. To go in there and tell Mr. Brown that they didn't have all the money because the arena had done something and told Mr. Brown it wasn't fair. And Mr. Brown said, "What did you just say?" He said, "Mr. Brown, I just said it ain't fair." Mr. Brown said in his own words, blank, blank, fair is a blank, blank weather report. All right? So ain't no such thing as
Ain't no
we
such
talking
thing.
about fair.
Ain't no such thing as fair.
No,
All right, then I
come
do want
on.
to know that. Well, we're gonna wrap this
Our
up.
producer's
The Ray's
wrapping
gonna
up.
wrap it up.
She
She's gonna
wrapping
wrap it
us
up.
up?
All right, so we get
All
out of
right.
here. We got to get out of here. We'll see you next week right here on Straight Talk with
Straight
yours
Talk.
truly, Greg Fann, the preacher man. And this ain't been nothing but what?
Straight Talk.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922@Comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.